So today I want to come on here and discuss SEN, which is special educational needs. And I get so many of you message me, DM me, whatever, contact me. And you're really stressed out about this, and I don't blame you. It's really hard when you've got a child with special needs and the next step is toilet training, and it's one of those things that I'm sure you dread. I have trained so many children with special needs, and it is difficult, but it's not impossible. And I'm a great believer of just trying anything you can. And I want to share with you all my tried and tested little things that might work with one child, might work with another child, or not work. But do you know what? Give it a go. There's no harm in giving it a go. And if someone says to you, you can't do this or they won't do that, and don't expect it, you be the judge. That's all I can say to you, is to try and give it a go. So I want to work through a couple of tips and a couple of things. Now, first of all, with children, with autism in particular, I find that children, they don't like certain things. So this can be like smells, it can be noises and things like that. And these things all have to be taken into consideration when you start potty training. So in particular, if it's your child slightly older and you've left it until they're 4 because of their condition, then obviously you're going to go straight to the toilet. So we have to be mindful that the smells can really put off a child, and actually even an able-bodied child. So try and avoid those really strong bleaches and chemical-based products that you would use in the toilet. This really puts them off. Make sure it's nice and warm in there, because some bathrooms as well, especially at schools, we all know, they're really, really cold. So keep it nice and warm, keep the temperature right. I know these sound really silly things, but they're really important. Also, making it fun. So going into a cold, dull bathroom isn't going to encourage a little one to want to go in there. So I will give you some of those tips in a minute of how to brighten that up. But things like, using good hand soaps, fun hand soaps for them. Pick a nice bright hand soap, a nice brightly coloured towel. That's their own towel. That really, really helps as well. And things like the toilet roll. So if they're going to go and use a toilet, I really do suggest you just tear off a bit of toilet roll and pop it in the toilet before they go, because working with so many children over the years, I have begun to realise they don't like it when they splash in the toilet and the cold water touches their bottom. This can put the fear of God into them and actually stop them wanting to go on the toilet. So that's just touching on that. So make the environment warm, friendly, inviting and fun. So that's that. So let's go on to tips. So I'm going to show you some little bits of how we can try and use little props and stuff to encourage them to want to go and actually help them go. So firstly, pictures. So using pictures to describe anything. So get yourself a nice book with really nice coloured pictures. There's so many great books out there on the market. Just Google it, check the reviews, go into a bookshop, go to the library and borrow a book. We've all forgotten how to do that. So a nice book, because they really do learn through pictures. So showing them exactly what they have to do for a story is amazing, and they really do grasp onto that. So that's a really good tip. So try and find a good book. So that's that. Another good thing is flashcards. I'm a great believer in flashcards as well. So these really work. I've had some great fun, and even for able-bodied children as well. But flashcards, literally showing them what they actually have to do. So just a little boy sitting on the toilet. This really helps. So lay the cards out, describe it to them, show them, and do this daily with them leading up to potty training and whilst you're potty training. That's a really good way. And also with the flashcards as well, which I love to do, is to put them above the toilet if you're using a toilet, or even next to the potty, and show them what they actually have to do in that potty or that toilet, because visually they really do understand more than you actually verbally telling them. And there's flashcards in here and on the market, millions of them as well, where you can just put it above the kitchen sink, the toilet sink, and showing them how to wash their hands as well. So just pictures describing what they have to do, they really work as well. Now, another good thing which I started using myself was getting a poo and a wee sign. So children that are non-verbal, obviously it's very difficult for them to tell you that they need to go for a wee or a poo. So cut out some pictures like these, we've made these up ourselves, so we can send you or email you these if you want them. But you know, get them to hold up a wee if they want a wee or a poo, because this is a really good way of getting them to ask you, moving on from not asking you, but showing you the picture of what they want to do. And also it's fun, they like to do this. So you describe this as wee. So when they've done their first wee, you show them this is wee. And then when they've done their poo, you show them this picture, this is poo. So they understand what each picture means. So make sure this is in the room they are and get them to start holding that up. This really works and has been very successful as well. So the next thing I'm going to look at is colour consistency. Now this is something I'm a great believer of. So consistency with any different milestone that you're going to teach your children is really important, whether it's going to bed, bedtime routine, eating food, sitting at the table, but toilet training, this one is good, guys. Honestly, I promise you. So keeping to the same colour. So children, especially with SEN that I've worked with over the last 10, 15 years, really do seem to gravitate towards a colour. Green in particular is a good colour, or red. So I sort of started testing this on some children myself and experimenting and having some fun with different colours, and they would always pick the same colour. So I thought, okay, let's pick a colour they love that makes them feel warm inside, and start using that with their toilet training. So for instance, if you're going to get a potty and they like green, find a green potty, or a toilet trainer seat. If you're going to use red, find a red toilet trainer seat. In turn, then use the red potty training pants. They've got it all matching. And also, when we do the rewards and the stars, then we use the red stars to match all of the colours. So everything is red, even down to the stars, where we're going to reward them in their jar, which I'll go on to in a minute. So keeping the colour all the same makes them feel comfortable and it makes them feel very safe. So choose a colour you know they like and then work everything around that colour. It really works, another good tip. Okay, so now we're going to move on to routine. Now, I'm a great believer of routine. I'm Mrs. Routine myself, but in particular for toilet training, across the board, routine is key, but in particular with children with SEN, routine is crucial. So we need to keep into a routine. So from the minute they get up in the morning, we put their big girl or big boy pants on and we put the nappy in the bin, and then we go down and we sit on the toilet, we sit on the potty. So it's almost like it's a religious thing you do every single day, from getting up to sitting on the toilet, to then washing your hands, to using the same towel, the same soap. Really important you try and stick to this as well. And also it's important for you to say to the nursery school or the carer, or if they're going to the grandparents, this is the way you need it to be done, whether it's in the house or out of the house. It's so crucial. I can't elaborate enough on that. Okay, so routine is very, very important. And sitting them on the potty, another really good thing is using an egg timer. If you get to set the egg timer with them and put that in front of them, the bell goes off, then they know they've got to sit on the potty. They love this. You can use all sorts of things. You can use clocks, egg timers, you can use phone alarms, you can use whatever you want to use, but they do gravitate towards things like this because they start recognising this is their signal to sit on the potty. And if they can't tell you, then this is a great way of us telling them, and then them obviously reacting to this and knowing they've got to sit on the potty or the toilet. So that's another really good thing, and they're only cheap, those things. So a potty training friend as well. So I love them to have a companion, and they love to touch and feel certain soft things. So a good potty training friend, it could be a cutie little bear like this, a Build-A-Bear or a bear. So you can give them this bear every time they sit on the potty or the toilet, so they're comforted and they feel like they've got a friend with them, so they don't feel alone, and they take this everywhere they go. Now this can be, a really good thing to add to your potty training routine, again with able-bodied children as well. So you can say this is your special bear today because you're going to start potty training, and just every time you go to the toilet or you're sitting on the potty, give them their bear so they feel really safe and feel like they've got someone holding their hand as well. So that's another little good tip there. So we're going to get on to rewarding now. A thing I will say to you is, obviously children with special needs, some of them do not like loud or big bangs or sounds. So when they've done their first wee or poo, please avoid the big clapping, screaming. This will really put the fear of God into them. So we don't need to do any of that. It's just big smiles and big expressions on mummy and daddy's faces to show them that we're really happy and pleased with what they've done, and then go straight to the rewarding. Now, rewarding is a really big thing. And as I say, we're sticking to red because I've just showed you all the red things. Now, getting a magic reward box for them, and this can be made out of a red box as well, with a hole in the middle, so a nice big hole so they can put their hands in, a clear jar with their red stars on, with their name on it as well, so it's all red. And then every time they do a wee, they get to put 1 star in the box, and every time they do a poo, they get to put 2 stars in the box. So keep that the same. And then 8 or 10 prizes going across the top. Next to this on a shelf, they can visually see it in red as well, and they realise that, you know, they get their red star, it goes in there, and they get their red prize. This really does work. And to begin with, for the first week, keep it quite consistent, so maybe a couple of prizes a day would really help to encourage them, and then they will get the understanding of how it all works as well. So another little tip here is making that toilet fun, and letting them know they own that toilet. So here we go again, a red sign with like Daniel on the front of it, and stick that on your toilet. I know you know, it might destroy your beautifully looking house or bathroom, but it's only for a short period and we want to get this nailed. So stick that on the front door, and cut out some card and put their name. Most children do recognise their name, so they realise it's their bathroom. So you're sort of making it their bathroom while you're in this training process. Obviously with the flashcards as well, showing them above the toilet and a sink, like I told you before, of what they've got to do as well. Another really good thing is to get them to sit on the toilet is a distraction box. This can be in red as well, but I haven't got one, so it's purple. But bubbles, get some bubbles in this distraction box. This just to be used for toilet time. It just makes them feel relaxed. It sort of, you know, just distracts them from thinking I've got to do this really big daunting thing on the toilet or the potty. So just fill it up with squidgems. You know, if they don't like things like this, you know what they like. If they like soft things, if they like Play-Doh, if they like this, fill it with stuff they like. But just get them to try and just sit there and relax and chill out about sitting on the toilet and potty, and it makes it a bit more fun. And also blowing bubbles really relaxes a child. Most children like bubbles, or you blow bubbles for them, what have you, but that does relax their bowel and bladder if they're blowing bubbles when they're on the toilet, and it also really helps constipation. So a little distraction box, you know what your child likes, fill it with whatever and change it over daily. So have a little basket somewhere else, but just give them this for toilet time so they know it's another thing which is routine based as well. So they're all the little things that I'd like to share with you. And what you've got to remember is it takes a little bit longer to get children with special needs to toilet train, but I will give you this message now. It's not impossible. Find something that makes them tick and go with it. But the biggest thing I can say to you today is consistency is key to toilet training.